get more and more used to this online teaching. So go ahead and start standing just to warm up and stretch, and then we'll work our way back to the ground. Bring your feet together, hip distance apart, with just a little softness in your knees. Inhale, take a big breath in. Arms are going to reach out to the side of the room, up to the ceiling. So get a nice stretch in the spine, the abdominal wall. Then exhale, float those arms down, drop the chin, round the upper back, nice wide shoulder blades. A couple more breaths like this, opening up the rib cage, giving yourself some room to breathe. Then that stretch, those wide collarbones, opening up through the shoulders. On this next breath, take those hands up toward the ceiling. As those hands come downward, come all the way down into a forward fold. Bend your knees, allow your head to hang, crown the head down toward the ground. Resting your ribcage on the top of your thighs. Nod the head yes, shake it no, hold here for a couple breaths. And then from here, you're going to walk your feet out wider than your hips, toes still facing forward, wide-legged forward fold. Pressing into those outer heels, that pinky toe side of your foot. We'll spiral those inner thighs back behind you. If you feel balanced, take your hands behind your back, interlace your fingers and extend them overhead. And hands are going to come down to the ground. Start to lengthen out the spine, so long flat back, crown of the head reaching forward, tailbone behind you. One hand stays on the floor, other hand lifts up, twisting toward that lifted hand. You can look up if that feels good on your neck. Try to keep those hips pretty level, pull that opposite hip back behind you. And then switching sides when ready. Other hand floats up, big inhale, exhale, deepen that twist. Bring both hands to the ground, walk those feet back into your fold. Hang here for another couple breaths. You can bend one knee then the other, then we swing side to side. Inhale, slowly roll all the way back up to standing. So just a quick little stretch. We're actually going to start now down on the ground. So coming to laying down. Legs are going to extend out in front, so reaching out through your toes, a little hug of those inner ankles together. Same with those inner thighs. And we'll start by slowly rolling down. So arms reach forward, roll those shoulders back and down. And starting to scoop stomach in and peeling your tailbone, lower back toward the floor. Keep pressing your legs down toward the ground. Coming down a little bit further to that mid-back, upper back, neck, and head. Arms come down to your side. They're going to circle back up toward the ceiling, spreading out the shoulder blades, reaching through those fingertips, and slowly rolling back up. So reaching from the crown of the head, the back of the neck, the upper back between the shoulder blades, mid-back, lower back, all the way up. Arms again are going to circle, reaching out to the side, dropping those shoulders down, fingertips reach to the ceiling. Hands come back in front of you, squeeze inner thighs together, point those toes, and start to roll down, tailbone, lower back, mid-back, upper back, neck, and head. Arms circle, spreading out that upper back, reaching back up toward the ceiling, rolling back up. Pointing toes, hugging inner thighs, sitting up nice and tall. Arms circle out to the side, long flat back. Hips high over hips, reaching up to the ceiling. Hands come in front, starting to roll down, pressing the back of the legs into the floor. Vertebrae by vertebrae, taking your time. Upper back, neck, and head. Arms circle out to the side, back up toward the ceiling. Slowly rolling back up, hugging the chin, softening the chest. Active legs pressing into the floor. Do our last time rolling down. Rolling down partway, tailbone, lower back, mid-back, keeping those shoulder blades lifted. Hands are going to circle and come behind your head. So now your head can rest into your hands, softening the front of the neck. Elbows reaching out to the sides of the room and then up toward the ceiling. We'll scoop to the center of your body, pulling those front ribs together. Inhale, slowly lowering down, neck and head. And exhale, coming back up, head and neck, maybe toward those shoulder blades. So in these crunches, you want to feel a nice squeeze of those abdominal muscles, front ribs pulling together, sliding for your hips. Pelvis stays in place. Couple more like this. Head heavy in your hands, you're not pulling from the front of the neck. Inhale as you roll down that upper back. Exhale as you lift, moving from the center of your torso. Final 3, 2. Finish your last one. Head's gonna lift up. Head can lower, keep your hands in place, and start to drag your knees toward the ceiling. Toes can stay onto the ground, and keeping that tailbone pressed into the floor. Drop those heels down too if you prefer. Inhale, exhale, head, neck, shoulder blades lift, belly scoops in and lower. Now with our legs are bent like this, they're no longer straight. It's a little more tempting to curl in the pelvis. So making sure you have that neutral pelvis, tailbone down, especially when that head is lifting. Be more in this position, then we'll switch it up again. Last 3, 2. Last one. Head lowers. Now from here, and extend those legs up toward the ceiling. A little bit of an offset, so almost like you're pressing the back of the thighs, the bottom of your mat, tailbone still down. Hugging those ankle bones together, point those toes, active legs. Inhale, exhale, head, neck, shoulder blades lift. Go back to those crunches. Inhale, lower. Rolling up that upper spine for 4, 3, 2. Last one. Head floats back down and legs open out into a V. Pressing into the back of the thighs, wide hip bones, sitting bones on the floor. Reaching out through that big toe, head and shoulders lift and lower. Same thing you did in those other positions. Do not squeeze towards center and lower back on the ground when that head comes down. Four more. 4, 3, 2, 1. Legs come back together, keeping those hips in place, and crunch. Working our way back down. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend those knees. Toes come down to the floor and crunch. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, and then legs extend all the way out like we started. 8, 7, 6, toes pointed, squeeze inner ankles, inner thighs together. Last 4, 3, 2, last one. Now we're going to combine those movements, all parts, starting with the head lifting, and then we're going to hold. So head, neck, shoulder blades, roll off the ground. Second part is dragging your toes in, knees to the ceiling, tailbone down. Third, extend those legs, stretching up to the front of the thigh, legs open out to the side. Squeeze together, toes back up toward the ceiling. Bend the knees, and then pressing back out, head lowers. And repeat, so we'll move a little bit quicker as we go. Head lifts. Dragging toes in, knees to the ceiling, straightening the legs. Keep that scoop in the stomach, head resting in hands. Legs open and close, working our way back down. Bend the knees, press those legs out, head lowers. Head lifts, hold that scoop. Drag knees in, stretch up, open wide, squeeze together. Bend those knees, press the legs out, roll upper back, neck, and head back down. Head lifts, knees bend, straighten, open, close, bend the knees, press those legs out, head rolls to the floor. Lift, knees, legs, open, close, bend, straighten, and lower. Head up, knees, legs, open, close, bend, straighten, and lower. Head lift, knees bend in, straighten, open, close, bend, press out, head lowers, 2 more rounds. Lift, roll in, stretch up, open wide, squeeze, bend, press out, lower down, final round, head, knees, legs, open, close, bend, straighten, and lower, head down. Arms can come to your side, bend those knees in, give them a little twist side to side, stretch open and the lower back, the front of the shoulder. And hugging knees toward your chest, take a little rock and roll forward and back. And come up to a seat. So from here, we're gonna kind of switch it up, coming to an all fours position. We'll start on one side. So I'm gonna start with my leg that's moving closest to you. Coming down onto your elbows, your forearms, making sure that they don't go too wide, really hugging them in toward each other right underneath those shoulders. And then my leg closest to you, so I'm gonna start with my right leg, is gonna extend out. Hips are level, a little lift in that front waist band so you don't start to sag in your lower back. Looking down between your hands, so there's a little space between your chin and chest. Pointing those toes, inhale as you exhale, leg is gonna stretch back behind you up toward the ceiling, toenails face the ground. Inhale, lower, exhale, lift. Doing your best to keep those hips level. Very active lifting leg, pointing the toes, stretching out behind the knee. Keeping that lift in that front waistband. Counting down. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, hold your leg up. And from here, start to press into our forearms, pressing into those palms, sliding forward so that you're up onto your hands. Elbows are gonna drop back down to the ground. Reach out through those back toes, sliding your hips back. Crown of the reaches forward, press through the palms, little tricep push-ups. If you need to lower your leg down, you can do that too. Sliding forward, sliding back. Final 4, 3, 2, last one, come up to hands and knees. Right leg is still extended, hands right underneath those shoulders, adjust as needed. We're start with taking our right leg out to the side, reaching out into that little toe, toenails face the front of your mat, and then leg circles back, toenails face the ground, so opening that hip. Circle out to the side, and back. If you want to add on that opposite arm, left fingertips reach forward, right toes reach back, reach out to the side, and back behind that hip and shoulder. Last 4, 3, 2, last one. Circle side, circle back, holding here, opposite hand and foot. Inhale as you exhale, squeeze elbow to knee, scoop belly in. Inhale, lengthen back out. We're gonna do that one more time. Squeeze elbow to knee, round the back. Lengthen out through the fingers and toes. Now from here, left hand comes down, both hands down. Right knee pulls forward like we did before. We're gonna step that right foot down if needed. You can use a hand to help get it there. Tuck those back toes. Lifting up tall, rib stack over hips. And then straightening your legs, pressing down into your right heel and out through your left, so you're coming to standing. We'll start to come down, bend both knees. Now left knee comes straight to the ground. If it's better for your knee, keep it slightly lifted, and then when you bring your hands down, you can drop your knee with a little more support. That foot in front, right leg goes back to where it started, reaching back, opposite hand forward. Try it again. Squeeze elbow to knee 2 times. Hug it in. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, scoop. Inhale, lengthen. hand comes down, foot steps forward. Head and shoulders lift, legs straighten. Lowering to the ground, hands down, knee down, foot back. Fingertips reach forward and repeat. Hug it in. Straighten up. Scoot belly in, elbow to knee. Inhale, lengthen fingers and toes. Hand comes down, foot steps forward, nice. Head and shoulders lift, find your balance. Straighten your legs. Float back, knee to the ground. Bend that front knee forward over the ankle. Hands down, knee down. Foot back. Fingers forward. Squeeze it in. Stretch out. Hug in. And reach. Hand down. Foot steps forward. Head and shoulders lift. Flat back. Straighten those legs. Slowly lowering back down to the ground. Hands down, knee down. Foot goes back. Fingertips reach forward. Hug it in 2 times. That's 1. That's 2. Hand down. Step foot forward. Head and shoulders lift. Straighten out those legs. Beautiful. Back knee down toward the floor. Hands down. Foot goes back. Final round. Hug elbow to knee. Stretch it out. Hug elbow to knee. Stretch it out. Hand down. Foot steps forward. Head and shoulders lift. And straighten those legs. Bend the knees. Hands down. Foot goes back. Fingertips go forward. And then from here, like we started, out to the side and back. Just 4 times. Reach the side. Reach forward and back. Final 2. Final 1. Bringing your hands down, we're going to turn to face forward. Coming into kind of a modified side plank, where our left knee is straight underneath our hip. Hand comes down to the floor. If you're sensitive in your wrist, you can come down to your knuckles, your fingertips, if you don't want to be on the heel of your hand. Leg is going to extend out to the side, knee and toes facing forward. Other hand can come to your hip, to the ceiling, or behind your head. Inhale as you exhale, reach out through that little toe, lifting the leg. Inhale, tap down. Leg stretching out from the hip, out and away from you. You got it. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, hold that leg up, reach that right hand, fingers and toes lengthen, and exhale, reach fingers and toes forward. You don't have to touch. Feel a squeeze in that top side of your abdominal wall. Inhale, stretch out to the side, and sweep it forward. Straight leg as you can get, strong behind the knee, pointing the toes will help. Inhale, reaching. Exhale, sweep forward. Counting down. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. Bring that leg back out to the side. It's going to come down. Little fun transition here. We're going to extend our bottom leg, the one that's bent, crossing it behind. Carefully lower those hips down to the ground, and then turn to face your legs. So our main working leg is crossed on top. For me, that's the right one, hugging in those ankles, a little crisscross in your feet. Hands reach forward, and then like we did before, slowly rolling down. Tailbone, lower back, mid back, upper back, neck, and head. Head is down, shoulder blades wide across the floor. They'll push down through the palms and the back of the arms. We're going to start to take just that right leg up toward the ceiling. Sending it up, reach through the toes, lower back stays connected, and cross it back on top. Leg lifts and lowers. Stretching out strong leg muscles, keeping the pelvis in place, that little pull of those front ribs together. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. Leg crosses on top. Now we're gonna take both legs. A little more work since both legs are lifting, pushing to the back of the arms. Chest stays down away from your chin, floating those legs up right over those hips. Stopping right here for now, and then they're gonna lower back down. If you'd rather just do that one leg lift, that works too. Just 2 more like this. Last 2. Last one. Now we're gonna add on as those legs lift to the ceiling, pressing through the back of the arms. Tailbone is gonna follow. Lifting up, squeeze ankle bones together, tailbone rolls up. Rolling down that mid-back, lower back tailbone, legs extend out. If you'd rather keep those hips down, keep those hips down. Legs can lift and lower, one or both of them. 2 more like this. Last one. Hips come down, legs are gonna stay up toward the ceiling. Now we're gonna lift our hips like they did before, reaching toes to the ceiling, hugging inner thighs. Bringing our right hip, the hip of that top leg, a little closer to our right shoulder. So legs lift, twist, unwind, and lower. Turning my belly button to face toward the front of the room. Peeling back down, squeezing in that right waistline, right oblique. Unwind and lower, little corkscrew. 4 more and we're done here. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Legs are gonna lower back down to the ground. Right foot still on top. From here, arms reach out to the side. Hands are gonna reach toward the hips, palms to the ceiling as we roll up and neck, shoulder blades, belly scoops in, lifting up that right leg, reaching out through those toes. Leg crosses on top, roll it down. Arms wide, belly scoops in, tuck the chin. Right leg lifts and lower, peeling spine down. Reaching up through the fingertips, pressing up from those palms, tension through the arms, without letting those shoulders shrug. Last one like this, arms reach forward, belly scoops in. Now you can stay here. If not, we're gonna add in that bottom leg, both legs lift as you come up. Belly pulls in, lower down, tucking that chin. So just the right leg or both on these last couple ones. Last 2. Last one. Lower all the way down. Pressing those hands against the floor. The last thing we're gonna do, laying down, little crisscross of our feet. You can keep your head down if you feel tension in the lower back. You can lift up head, neck, and shoulders, hands behind your head. Either way, starting to crisscross our feet up toward the ceiling and back down to the ground. Just a couple times, final part, and we'll take a quick stretch. Last 3, 2, and 1. Hug those knees in, you did it, we got that side in. Give them a little stir, opening up through the hip flexors, the front of the hips, we'll stretch to the inner thigh. Stir the other way. And when you're ready, roll yourself on up. And we're gonna come to standing. Grab a sip of water. All right, fixing the fan. All right, so grab a sip of water, and also, if you have a set of dumbbells you'd like to use, I'm using lighter weights today. You can definitely go heavier with this. We'll be standing, a little bit of legs built into it, some core work, and a little extra arms. So if you have weights, you're holding on to them. If you don't have weights, very active arms, reach out through your fingertips. You'll feel your arm work with that extension, that stretch, the arm pulling out from the shoulder. That'll also help keep that shoulder from pulling tension into your neck. So legs are gonna start wide. Toes slightly turned out so that when you bend your knees, they're going the same line as that middle toe, but we're gonna start with straight legs. Neutral pelvis, so making sure you're not pressing hips forward or tucking them underneath. Arms reach out, whether you have weights or not. Rolling those shoulders into place. This is your inhale, ribs high over hips, long flat back. Exhale, we're gonna twist hand to opposite foot, standing saw. Inhale, lift back up through center. Exhale, twist and reach the other way. You don't have to touch your foot. Trying to get that twist in the waistline. Pressing down that outer heel, keeping hips wide, a lot of room for the lower back. A few more, inhale up. Exhale, saw. Opposite hand to foot. Four more. 4, 3, 2. Last one. And back up. Bring those hands to the front of your shoulders, bending your knees, or take our hands up to the ceiling, pressing overhead. Wide plie squat. Straighten those legs, hug through the inner thighs, hands to the front of the shoulders. Press up, knees out, hug elbows down. Pressing to all parts of your feet, fully straightening those legs. Getting ready to hold. In 4, 3. Last 2. Good, last one, come down and hold. Working back into those triceps, bend those elbows. Wrap those shoulder blades wide across your back. Hold your squat. Arms extended, bend overhead. Behind your head. Eight, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. Bend those elbows, come up to standing, and repeat, squat low. Pressing overhead. Last 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, hold it low. Hands come together, reach on a diagonal and squeeze down into your pocket. Punch it up, pull it in, feel that waist work. Push and scoop for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it center, little pulses for 8. Knees out, hips getting lower and lower. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it low, punch high, other diagonal. Pull into that oblique. Push out, hug in. Last 8, 7, 6, 5. Knees open wide. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Last set is squats. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. Come on up. Heel those feet together. Drop those weights. Come down. A nice loose forward fold. Now the head gush. Shake it. No. Pedal those legs out. And when you're ready, we'll come back down. So coming back down to laying down. I'm going to send the legs out this way just to switch it up a little bit. We're going to come down, rolling down like we did before, peeling the spine down, tailbone, lower back, mid back, upper back, neck, and head. Arms come down to your side, and we're going to bend our knees in. This time, toes are going to lift off the ground. So kind of in that tabletop position, feel free to bring your feet down a little bit lower. That helps to keep your sitting bones, tailbone on the floor. We're going to start to bring our knees over to the right. As they go to the right, that left hip can lift off the ground. That's okay. Peeling back to center, pressing belly button to the floor, and taking those legs over to the left, right hip lifts. So you're kind of doing a little pelvis twist side to side, making sure that you're rolling across a nice wide lower back, wide hip bones. A little hug of those inner ankles, inner knees, inner thighs together can help with that. You can stay here, give myself a little more room, and you'd like to take it with straight legs. I prefer to take my arms out wider when I go with straight legs, or they can stay at your side. Same motion, over to one side, back to center, over to the other. So bent knees or straight legs, working into that waistline once again, side to side. Squeezing belly button in to help come back to center, pressing into that opposite palm. You can go faster or slower than I'm going. Pace is less important than that control. Spreading the upper back across the floor. Yeah, looking good. Making progress. Final 4. 3. Good. Last 2. Last one. Bring it into center. Hug those knees in. And then rolling yourself back up. We have our other side to do. So as you come back to hands and knees, and then we'll start on our elbows. We're going to face the other direction, so the leg that will be moving first is closest to the screen. Coming down onto those elbows, so elbows, forearms to the floor. Making sure shoulders stacked over your elbows. You're not too far forward, that can hurt the shoulders. Same with too far back, that can hurt the neck, so right over those elbows. And then left leg extends, a leg you haven't done before, reaching back. The lift of that inner thigh toward the ceiling. Weight over that supporting leg as well as pushing up from those forearms. Toes tap the ground and stretch back up. A lot of internal tension as you point the toes, staying strong behind the knee. Imagining that leg reaching up from the hip on the way down, on the way up, out and back behind you. Hips staying level, the lift of that front waistband. Keep that lower back supported, especially as the leg goes up to the ceiling. Final 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. Last one, leg stays lifted. From here, we're going to slide forward. As you slide forward, press up on the forearms, press into those palms, shoulders over wrists. Reach out through your toes to slide back, elbows lower. You can also bring the other knee down. This little kind of sliding tricep push up. Slide forward, slide back. Final 4. 3. 2. Last one, press it up. Hands underneath your shoulders. Square off those hips. And then we'll take our left leg out to the side, toenails facing to the front of your mat. Bring it back behind you, toenails facing to the floor. And again, leg goes out to the side, goes back behind you. You can add in that opposite arm if you'd like. Just an option. Feel free to bring that hand back down if needed. Reaching out to the side and back to where you started. Four more and you're done. 4. 3. 2. Last one. Reach fingers and toes, squeeze elbow to knee. We'll do that one more time. Inhale, reach fingers and toes, squeeze the elbow to knee. Reach fingers and toes, hand comes down, left foot steps forward. Use a hand if needed to help get it there. Tuck those back toes if they're not already. And then lift up, shoulders high over hips. Straighten those legs, pressing down to the front heel, out through the back heel. Slowly start to lower, knees bend. As your right knee comes closer to the floor, it can come all the way down or keep it hovering. And then hands come down, knee come down, a little more supportive. Front foot goes back. Pulling belly in, pressing out along the abdominal wall. Opposite hand forward to start again. Elbow to knee 2 times. 1, hug it in and reach. And then 2, hug it in. Belly button and spine around the back. And reach. Hand comes down. Foot comes forward. Head and shoulders lift. And legs straighten underneath you. Hugging your thighs for balance. Floating back knee to the ground. Hands down, knee all the way down. Front foot, send that leg, pressing up the abdominal wall, opposite hand. Hug in 2 times, and reach. Hug it in, and reach. Hand down, foot forward, head and shoulders lift, stack, legs straighten. Bend the knees, hands down, leg goes back. Hand comes forward, looking good. Squeeze it in, hug. And reach long. Scoop it in, belly button, spine around the back. Long, flat back. Hand down. Foot steps forward. Lifting up the torso. Straightening legs underneath you. Crown of the head to the ceiling. As you float that back knee to the floor. Bend both legs. Hands down, knee down. Foot goes back. Opposite hand reaches forward. Hug it in. And reach. Hug it in. And reach. Hand down. Foot steps forward. Head and shoulders lift. Legs extend. Bend those knees. Hands down, knee down. Foot goes back. Stretch through those toes. Opposite hand forward. Hug it in 2 times. 1. And reach. Beautiful. 2. And reach. Hand down. Foot steps forward. Head and shoulders lifts. Straighten those legs. And bend the knees. Hands down, knee down. Leg goes back, hand goes forward. Final round, squeeze it in. And stretch. Squeeze it in. And stretch. Hand down. Foot forward. Lift it up. Straighten those legs. Bend the knees. Hands down, knee down. Leg back, hand forward, and then reaching up to the side. Reaching forward and back. Belly pulls in. Reaching out through extended arm, extended leg. Final 1. Reach it out and back. Turning to face the side. Stacking hips. Stacking shoulders. Coming to knuckles or fingertips if you prefer. Other hand on your hip to the ceiling or behind your head, supporting the neck. Reaching out through the extended leg. Inhale, exhale, lift. Working that outer hip and thigh into the oblique. Stretching leg out from the hip. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Last 2. Last one. Hold it up. Reach long. Fingers and toes. Scooping that top side of the abdominal wall. Pulling arm and leg to the front like you're trying to touch your foot. Send it out long. Reaching to the waistline. Scoop it in. Inhale. Exhale. Stretching long through the side of the body. Hugging in. Stay lifted up on that bottom side. You're almost there. Reach and scoop. 4 more. 4, 3, 2. Last one. Yes. Scoop. Reach it out. Foot comes down. Now this bottom knee, that leg's going to start to straighten, crossing in behind. Lower those hips to the ground. And turn to face your legs. So now the left foot's crossed over right, where that main working leg is crossed on top. Hugging your ankle bones together, reaching those hands forward, rolling down, tailbone. Lower back, mid back, upper back, neck, and head. Circle those arms down to your side, pressing through the back of the arms. Just that left leg. Left leg lifts up and lowers, crossing on top. Reaching out through the toes, hips stay in place. Super straight leg. Lower back, booty on the floor. Counting down. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Lifting both legs together. You can always go back to that single leg lift. Ankle bones hugged in, inner thighs wrapped in, press to the back of the arms, reach those toes to the ceiling, and lower back down to the floor. Two more times, float it up. And lower. Float it up. And lower, adding on, legs are gonna lift. Tailbone follows, press to the back of the arms, roll up hips with the legs. Peel mid back, tailbone down, legs float out to the floor and repeat, sweep it up. Tailbone lifts, tailbone lowers, legs lower. Always can keep those hips down, lifting up one leg or two. Last one like this. Legs stop right above those hips. We're going to continue to lift legs on that reverse crunch, hips lifting to the ribs, chest stays down. Starting just to center, and then we'll add in that twist. Lift up and lower. You can stay here if you want to add in your twist. Left hip comes up to left shoulder to get that twist in the waist. Squeezing that left oblique, unwind it, and roll it back down. Four more and we're done. 4, 3, 2. Last one. Legs lower down to the ground. Arms are going to reach out to the side. As they come back to your hips, palms lift to the ceiling. Head, neck, shoulder blades lift. Top leg, left leg can float up as well. Lower the leg, lower down, peel the spine down, lower back, mid back, upper back, neck, and head. Reach to the fingertips, press up from the palms. Leg lifts. Roll it down, scoop belly in. Sweep and lift. Yes, roll it down, peel back down. Last one like this, and an option to do both legs. So you can stay here or both legs lift. Sweep, press up from the palms. Both legs float up, lower down. Sweep through the palms. Maybe both legs lift or just one. And lower. Sweep, press up from the palms. Look toward those toes, peel it down, belly scoops in, lengthen back out. On this last one, we're gonna come up, roll back down just part way, taking hands behind your head to support the neck. Crisscross those feet, final part of the exercise, belly button scoops in, soft through the front of the neck, little double chin, crisscross up to the ceiling, crisscross out and down to the floor. Squeezing through the inner thighs, pointing those toes, keeping lower back connected to the ground. Final 3, 2, and 1. You guys did it. Hug those knees in. Give them a stir. Awesome job. That was a tough class, or maybe I just say that today because it's Monday. I had this weekend off, but much needed. Giving those knees a stir to help open up those hips, forward and back, inside and outside. Let's continue to stretch open to the hips and lower back. Send those arms out to the side. Cross your left leg over your right. And then drop those knees down for those right fingertips. You can lock opposite direction of your knees if that feels good on the neck. Coming back to center, right leg wraps over left. And knees to the left, look over that right shoulder. And coming back to center, uncross those feet. Rolling yourself forward and backwards, making your way back into your forward fold, however you can get there. Knees bend, rest your ribcage on top of the thighs. Swing side to side, pedal those legs out. The head yes, shake it no. When you're ready, soft bend in the knees, inhale, roll out to standing. You guys did it. So thank you again so much for joining the live stream. We're going to continue to do this class at 10 o'clock during the week for the